What up, guys? So today we are returning to the power sword. I wanted to take it back to lethal, and I pretty much just wanted to really try it out again to make sure that I wasn't missing anything. And I believe I kind of was missing something about this sword. Now, I was talking about it earlier because I was annoyed because, you know, sometimes it's just a pain to switch your stance in a large fight in lethal because you see there's a lot of mobs to fight, so you need the power sword mode, well, the power mode, and then the fast mode is great against Majorus. So it's really weird to switch between the modes when it comes to a single target and a mob. It just started to really annoy me, especially in lethal. So I spawned into this lethal match. There is a zone throw, and I gotta say, besides the fact that this, you know, we're kind of in a tough spot here. The fast mode of this weapon is probably my favorite part of the weapon now. I am using the plasma pistol as well. The plasma pistol is a great weapon with, holy cow, yeah, look at that weird camera angle. That weird camera angle, I had no idea what happened. But yes, the plasma pistol is an incredible weapon for the Bulwark because it's really easy to get back your contested health, and it does a fair amount of burst damage. So with the quick speed power sword, I am putting out a lot of damage with the Bulwark. At least it's very, you know, it's very consistent damage. Bulwark can be a little odd. Sometimes you can get a build that just, it doesn't have a lot of damage. I think the bolt pistol isn't that great. Now here, I'm in a rough spot because I don't have the most amount of ammo. That said, there was the build thing right next to me. I should have went over to it and refilled my ammo. But I legit, as I was shooting this shot and I saw the heavy go towards it, I thought the heavy was gonna go and, you know, get more ammo and eventually, you know, take down the zone thropes. And then the zone thropes kind of get a good position on me here, which is rough. I can't just go switch my weapon now because I am at lethal damage. Yeah, so this lethal operation started off pretty, you know, in a pretty bad spot. But our Vanguard here can get the job done. This Vanguard, holy cow, this Vanguard was very good. Now, this heavy, I'm kind of questioning what he's doing here. I'm like, you have the heavy bolter, go kill the zone thropes. Like, what are you waiting for? Basically, right? And you will see the issue with this heavy soon. Now, yes, I was a little annoyed with the power sword the last time I used it, and I'm really glad I went back to it because the speed mode, yeah, the speed mode on the power sword is just really, really good. I really enjoyed using it to take down majors, and the plasma pistol really helps keep, oh yeah, by the way, that heavy's level 1. That's why this heavy doesn't really, he doesn't really know what he's doing here. This poor heavy. I'm pretty sure, you know, they probably had a lethal character, but either way, now he's dead. And when I saw that, I knew that I had to, you know, we had to kick this heavy. This heavy was going to be, you know, respawning the entire time. And if he couldn't help me, oh yeah, oh my god, I'm so lucky that Major was there. Because holy cow, I had 1 health. But yeah, this was a level 1 heavy in lethal. We had to kick him, man, so I'm sorry, gamer, but maybe next time, level up your characters and then come into lethal. And regardless, this Vanguard and myself, we're a very mean melee team, and we're able to take out a lot of enemies. So yes, here's an enraged Major. The speed mode on the power sword with the electricity field does a lot of damage. That enraged Major went down super easily, and I was just having a really good time hunting for priority targets with this setup. The power pistol, the plasma pistol power sword setup is very powerful. I really enjoy it. Maybe it should be called the power pistol combo or something. I don't know. But yeah, here we have a Lictor, and then yeah, the speed mode is just able to bully the Lictor right into a wall. And I'm going to go for my second res already. I'm pretty sure I resed the heavy. And don't worry, this Vanguard knows what he's doing. He also returns the favor later, which is also nice. But yes, this is a fencing power sword. I am parrying everything I can see. even in clutch moments like this where I pretty much had 1 health, I was already at like 1 health 3 different times this operation, which is kind of crazy. Also, here's the thing with the power sword. If you haven't noticed the, generator 2 here, we're starting to forget about it. Very rookie move. I was having so much fun with the speed mode on power sword that I just forgot about the objectives here. See, like right here, I'm pretty sure I should be switching over to the power mode. But yeah, I don't know. I should have switched it before I went into attack, but I kind of panicked when I looked at the generator. How much time was on the generator, which was rough. Our Vanguard picks that up. Okay, so see here, I had the power mode for the mobs on the generator, but now we have a major here. And I'm trying to just, disengage so I can switch back my modes, but I can't because I'm currently being attacked, so I'm like stuck in power mode here. At least stuck in it in the sense that, I couldn't find a clean opportunity to switch. And then here I do manage to get the switch, and that is the thing about the power sword that annoys me. And yes, our tactical teammate went down. And here is an enraged major that I am so happy to run into with this bulwark build. I gotta say, this setup is so powerful. After this operation, I was in the zone, and I went for my first solo lethal run, and that will be the next video. Not gonna talk too much about that. However, solo lethal is very fun. And now in this fight, pretty much we have just like a weird setup here. We have an enraged major, we have a sniper over there, definitely looking to snipe me. So gotta be careful. And then we also have this Ravener. And the Ravener, I was still excited. I was excited to fight everything that wasn't a Minorous enemy, dude. Like anything that's not a Minorous, I'm definitely looking to fight in this game as melee. And I've just been getting super aggressive against, special enemies, I guess. And yeah, sometimes I kind of get bored at fighting the, the easy mode Minorous enemies. And I don't know, it's not, I wouldn't really call it bored. It just gets really tiring taking out so many small enemies. They really need to get like 1 or 2 shotted or something. But that said, I need to switch my mode, so. Yeah, but I just have so much more fun fighting the majors. I've just been hunting down majors and, special enemies as much as possible. I will say, I think the Minorous enemies in Chaos, I think they're more fun to fight than, the Termagants that we fight for, the Tyranids. Or the Cormorants or Termagants, one of those, right? But yes, there is a nice little power whirl right there. And oh man, I just love the speed mode. I could even get more melee damage out of this if I do a shield bash. Now, the tactical goes down again, and we really need him to not go down. Oh yeah, this is just me whiffing plasma shots. Yeah, I was getting pretty frustrated with myself there. I was like, come on. But yeah, that's one thing about the plasma pistol. Yeah, see, eventually I'm just gonna call them the power pistol sword combo because I feel like they're just very good together. But yes, the plasma pistol is it can be rough hitting Zoanthrope sometimes just because it just, the projectile's pretty slow, so they can just float out of the way. That said, you can definitely anticipate it. You can definitely shoot better than I was doing that little Zoanthrope encounter. But luckily, the Vanguard and the Tactical were able to get them down. The Vanguard was able to res the Tactical. Just getting an electric field right there, just hanging out. Now, this situation, I was very cautious about this because I know Spore Mines can spawn from above there. So I didn't want to jump right into the battle here. I wanted to find a way to get to majors and just attack them. Yeah, basically just try to, find the majors that you can fight that are kind of, secluded from the mob. There I do a banner to, help my teammates. And then I start to get surrounded. I should have kept playing above that little ramp and just waiting for the majors to get to me. I threw the grenade. It's my fault for that grenade. I thought I was going to be able to throw the grenade and get my contested health back faster than I was able to do that. Actually, I do think I was trying to dodge out of the way of it as well, but somebody might have hit me or something. But yes, so now I do get that parry, I do get electric field, so I am doing some pretty good damage against this mob. But my health is not very large right now. And yes, the tactical went down again. I'm having some bad luck with a handful of teammates when it comes to lethal. But me and this Vanguard, we were getting the job done when it came to taking out majors. We just really just were shredding enemies, I gotta be honest. But yeah, here I'm trying to get the speed mode in, and he parries me. Unblockable attack, and I went for the parry because I heard the sound cue and I got greedy. I basically say I got greedy there because I could have definitely, you know, I could have definitely been a little bit more patient with my parry and not have went for that parry, obviously. I could have just, you know, waited to see the colors instead of the sound cue. It's just become such a habit that I get caught from those unblockable attacks. It's basically my weakness at this point. It's weird. Whenever I find something to work on, like at first I needed to work on throwing crack grenades and, you know, to time my grenades better, but I got a lot better with grenades. And then I find a new thing where I'm starting to go for early parries on unblockable attacks. it could be, you know, I'll figure that out. But luckily luckily we had a really good Vanguard here. And hey, if you remember, I did heal him earlier, so, you know, now we're even. And still, we can still shred through these enemies pretty fast. Inferno's a fun operation. I don't think it's the worst Tyranid operation. Well, it's not the hardest. And, oh yeah, boom. Stim, so I don't have to worry about that mortal wound. And yes, now we are here at the last part of this operation. This is, yeah, this is where Inferno shines, I think. I actually really like this encounter on, you know, the deck here. I'm not too sure what this facility is, to be honest, but I know that I know fencing's really strong against Tyranids, so like the fencing power sword is just like really good. That's probably how I should be. You know what? Yeah, I shouldn't even be switching my modes against the Minorus. I should just be going for like parries, basically. Also, yeah, so there I used the banner to I wanted to heal my mortal wound. But the plasma pistol is so powerful, I could have dropped the banner there and just used the pistol to heal myself, which goes a long way. Which, once I was able to get once I was able to get used to that, I knew that was definitely the setup to take into lethal. And I know I see commenters talking about, you know, like how strong the power of the power sword is and stuff, and I think the speed mode is where the power in the power sword is, and it's not so much the power mode. I just think that, I don't know, it's weird. It's really weird. I know you could probably switch to the power mode and then do like, you know, like a power world to get some good damage or something. But it's like I'm kind of using the power world just to clear, you know, like trash mobs, and then just staying with the speed mode, you know? Basically staying with the speed mode just makes it so much more fun to attack majors, and it just makes the power sword a lot more fun of a weapon. And yes, I do think the power sword is more fun than the chain sword, but the chain sword is just so much more convenient. The speed mode specifically is probably the most fun I have playing melee in this game. And yes, the power sword with the Dark Angel champion skin is very cool looking. It's definitely, you know, it's definitely a weapon I enjoy looking at. I like this champion skin a lot. Hey, also, you know what? The plasma pistol has pretty good, you know, mob clearing capabilities because of the splash damage as well. Yeah, so like ultimately, I don't think switching to power mode is very necessary. So once I figured that out with the electric field there, I was like, oh, you know what? The power sword's probably going to be my go-to with this build specifically. There, I just had a lot of... I was not able to see that counter situation. But boom, was able to take that guy out. I just dropped the banner here because I was trying to keep the tactical alive here for once. Like, he went down a few times. Maybe it was my fault. Maybe I could have, you know, kept healing them. But honestly, for here, my banner was pretty fine. It wasn't too much of me needing the banner as much as it was me needing to learn how to use the power sword, because I think the power sword it's so much more fun now that I'm using the electric field so that helps with the mob clearing. And then I could just stay in speed mode, and yes, the shield bash, I was like, oh right, I have a 25% extra damage shield bash I should be using. Which, yeah, so with this kit, I was definitely very confident that I could take on solo lethal. Oh, that's rough. That Lictor just jumps out of nowhere there. And so for just for a little preview of solo lethal, the operation I chose was decapitation because that format of the operation I knew the best. Like, I knew all the corners and the ways to get around certain enemies, and I just knew all the tricks for decapitation. Also, we're gonna take this Lictor with us into the ship here. It was kind of just hanging out. We could have taken it out, but whatever. It just goes with us to the battle barge, I guess. But that was lethal. That was lethal. And yes, obviously the Vanguard gets the ranged and the melee damage here. I did join the operation late, but that said, he went off. Very, very good Vanguard. That was a good operation. That was pretty much the operation that convinced me that the Power Sword is actually way better than I knew. Like, basically. The Power Sword proved me wrong.